Hi all, welcome back to another lecture of DBMS, and in this lecture we will learn about applications of database, like where we use database, advantage of database and disadvantages of database. This video is going to be very simple but very important. So let's start with the applications of database first. So we know that why we require database, basically to maintain our data in a structured way so that retrieval and manipulation will be easy and more efficient. So database we extremely used across various domains. Nowadays, we don't use the file system anymore. So it offers several advantages for organization, for managing and accessing data. So how we use database in banking system and IRCTC reservation system for train. Let's see. In banking system, like for example, let's take the example of HDFC Bank. So it has implemented a robust DBMS to handle million of customer transactions daily. So millions of customers are doing the transactions like even withdrawal and withdrawal of money, deposit of money, and for millions of database users to maintain those transactions that such that no transaction can interrupt the other transactions are very much important, and that's how HDFC uses the DBMS to do this activity. The system allowed real-time data access and customer profile management. So by using this database, right, we are not only allowing the transaction, but also we are managing the customer profile management, like customer data is also there with them, right? Whoever, all the customers who are actively loan seekers, we have the data for them also, right? And account balances also, new account holders also, and all the information about the users, about the loans, about the banks are there with them, right? So basically customer profile management, streamline service, improving customer experience and transaction speed while ensuring data integrity is very much important, and that is not possible with the normal file system. So banking system use the databases. So here customers also do the API calls on the DBMS server, and administrator also do the API call to the DBMS server. So for both the cases, they do not interact with the database directly. Let's see in IRCTC what happens. So basically IRCTC uses DBMS to manage its online ticketing. So like we being passenger, when we search for how many seats are available there, right? So at that time we hit the database to fetch that query. Along with that, there are some another passengers also who are booking the tickets, right? And already got the seats. So it is a duty of the database to to make that seat as not available, which was available few times back for the passenger one, right? So basically IRCTC uses DBMS to manage its online ticketing system, handling millions of transactions, because we are along with managing the database and keeping the updated available seats, along with that it is also managing the transaction, like how people are booking the seats by paying them. So they are also handling millions of transactions, and that is, and also maintaining the real time seat availability, so that let's suppose for passenger one, if some seat was available, it shows the availability, but few times back only it was already got reserved for it. So it might happen that passenger one also tries to book the same seat which is already booked by passenger two, and in that case the IRCTC got double payment but only one seat is allocated, so that might cause the problem. So this is very much important to update their seat availability in the real time, right? So the DBMS helps IRCTC manage concurrent user requests efficient while maintaining data integrity, especially during the peak booking hours, when the peak booking hours, when the number of customers booking for the seats are very, very much high. So at that time, the data should not lost. It should be concurrent. It should be integrity. Data integrity should maintain, and especially when high concurrency is there, like lot of people are requesting at the same time. So IRCTC system and banking system use databases to do these things in such a manner. So now let's move on to the advantages of database management system. So many times we are talking about data redundancy. So what exactly the benefit in the case of DBMS, how they are maintaining the data redundancy? So we know that DBMS centralizes data stores, right? So DBMS centralized means all the storage is there in a one single storage, right? So it is centralized. So basically, it reduces the unnecessary duplication and saves the storage space by ensuring that data is not repeated across multiple. So it does so by the normalization technique, which we will be learning soon. So it actually removes the duplicate data, make it data redundant free. Next is improved data integrity. So we know that we use foreign keys, primary keys to basically ensure the data integrity is there. Next is enhanced data security. DBMS also provide the security to only allow the authorized user to get the access while prohibiting the unauthorized access. So with advanced access control and encryption and authentication mechanism, DBMS provides high level of data protection. Next is scalability and flexibility. So DBMS can easily handle growth amount of data and increasing number of users, making it suitable for both small and large enterprises. So basically, DBMS can handle small data also and even large data also in their database management system. So scalability wise and flexibility wise, database is very efficient. Next is efficient data access. So basically, the retrieval of data or manipulation of data becomes very easy through the SQL query, and SQL query is only allowed in the DBMS. So SQL and query optimization features enable faster and more efficient data retrieval, allowing users to extract insights from vast data sets with minimal latency. Latency is the delay, like a response time. So with minimal response time, with the help of SQL, the retrieval of data from the database is very easy. Next is data consistency and accuracy. So we know what we have learned in the ACID properties, that even before the transaction or after the transaction, the data remains same. Data remains same. That's what consistency means. So these were the advantages of database, but it also comes with few disadvantages and drawbacks. So let's see what are those. Very first is high cost implementation. Obviously, because it is maintaining a lot of data in case of enterprises, so it will also come up with the high cost. So the DBMS system require expensive hardware, software license and infrastructures for implementation. So for example, like Oracle or IBM 2, it comes with the upfront their own cost. So if you are managing such a vast data, then you need much stronger hardware and infrastructure, software license and all that will definitely comes with their own cost. Second is complexity in management. Obviously, managing such a vast data in DBMS can be complex due to the need of constant updates, maintenance and configurations. If you are managing a lot of data, and especially those data are working in the real time, so every time there you need to update those data, right? So that will come with the more complexity. So for example, like Amazon, if you are, or like e-commerce website, when you order something, right? So they are also maintaining the payment, like how much they got, and if in case you want to return your item, so in that case they are also maintaining that they need to pay you back what is the available balance with them. Also how much number of things like shoes or whatever things they are selling, so what is the number of things are there in their store, do they need to bring, if that store is empty or not. So the all thing about the transaction and all those things they maintain. Next is performance overhead. So obviously DBMS system can introduce performance overhead due to features like transactions. So because of the concurrency control, concurrency is nothing but they are maintaining simultaneous so many records at the same time, right? So because of that transaction management and concurrency control, the performance overhead is so high for especially for some cases like stock trading, right? So during the peak time, they might experience a slower response. So for real time, it is built for real time, but when real time the transaction load increases, then for some time the speed will also slows down. So these are the few disadvantages: high cost, complexity and performance overhead of the DBMS. So that was all about the advantages and disadvantages of DBMS, but obviously it is far better than the file system. And yeah, that was all about the whole lecture. I hope you learned. Now let's meet in another lecture. Till then, take care of yourself and your family too.